Hello, hello, my friends. Can someone confirm if we are live? I think we are, but you guys tell me, is the audio good? Hello. Okay, I think we are live, my friends. Just 1 second. My friends, today is a good day. Today is a special day. Why, André? Because it's Sunday. That's one of the reasons, but also because you guys are watching me on a beautiful day in America, beautiful day in Portugal, and I'm seeing a lot of you guys saying, André, you are live, the audio is perfect, so that makes my day. My friends, we have a lot to talk about. Real talk, we have a lot to talk about. A lot of people end up sending me emails, even comments here on YouTube, saying if I got affected by the blackout that ended up happening in Portugal. Actually, this is a question right now for you, my friend. Did you know that Portugal and Spain had no energy for like 6 to 12 hours? It depends on the region, from what I understand. Did you guys know that? Number one, if you saw that on the news. Oh, look at all the states appearing, my friends. Awesome. Okay, my friends, this is not the introduction. I just want to know if you guys are aware of the power going down. Yes, I know. Many great people are waiting. Isn't that true, my friends? So you guys are aware, right? Okay. Okay, my friends. Rodrigo, you are in Portugal, right? Okay. Okay. My friends, let's start with this. And like I said, we have a lot to talk about. I'm so happy to have you with me. But we have to do the introduction. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another Sunday live here on YouTube. We go live every Sunday. And let me tell you, is probably the thing I enjoy the most here on YouTube is to be live with you, react to some videos, have some talk about America, talk about Europe, and it's a great time. And look at those people right there. All of them, beautiful people that end up deciding to spend this time of their life with this Portuguese man. And that, my friends, means the world to me. Another thing that I have to ask right away. Look, we have, I don't know, maybe 100 people watching, but we don't have 100 likes. If you can leave a like, oh, forget about it. You make my day. Have that in consideration. Now, my friends, before we go into the news, there is 50 beautiful states in America. All of them are so gorgeous. Someone may say Florida is the most beautiful, but people from Colorado disagree. People from Texas, they disagree. Montana have a claim. Basically, what I'm trying to say is all 50 states are incredible, are beautiful. And if we have, can someone confirm how many people are watching right now? But I believe at least 100 people are watching right now. Like I said, there is 50 beautiful states in America. Put the state you are watching right now on the chat. And I want to see if I have at least 25 states here. Okay. Hello from Hawaii. Hawaii always so damn strong here, my friends. Indiana. Look, Indiana twice. Christy is from Indiana. Stuart Studies is also from Indiana. Montana, Illinois, Colorado is amazing. I know. Arizona, low-key, one of the strongest states we have. Mississippi. Florida, Texas. I was like, where is my Texan people? Colorado again, Georgia, South Carolina, California, Arizona, Michigan. Michigan is so strong, my friends. Tennessee, Tennessee whiskey. You guys don't know that song. Washington, Florida, New Hampshire, Maine. Now we are going to the crazy ones. Oregon, Indiana, Minnesota, Nebraska, Utah, New Jersey, Utah, Indiana, Missouri, San Diego, California, New Mexico. I said America. Why is... Oh, New Mexico. Never mind. Oklahoma, Russia, okay. Indiana, New Jersey, Florida, Pennsylvania, Delaware, Texas again, Lisbon. Okay. New York, finally. I was like, where is my New York people? Wisconsin. Oh. You guys want a cheesy joke? No, never mind. Wyoming, Kentucky, Iowa, New Mexico again, Texas, Kentucky. Oh, my friends, I feel like we have all the 50 states. Actually, there is a state that I cannot pronunciate the name. But I'm gonna try it either way. Massachusetts. You guys know that state? Where is Boston? Okay, Massachusetts, right? Indiana, Alabama, finally someone from Alabama, another one from Oregon. My friends, again, if you saw at least 25 different states, leave me a like, because this is one of the things that makes me so proud. We have people from everywhere. We even have some Canadians watching right now, my friends. This is... Someone said Spanish power. Laughing emoji. We have to talk about that. See? Texas, Utah, Massachusetts. No, that name only Americans can pronunciate, my friends. Massachusetts, what? Missouri. Oh, my friends. I feel like today this is a really, really good start. I saw so many different states. It's actually kind of crazy. Wait, we have a donation, my friends. Wait, what?
Oklahoma is the best state ever. Come visit Cowboy Ken and learn the real side of USA.
My friend, first of all, thank you so much for the $5. That's a lot of money in today's economy, and I really appreciate that. Second, that money I will spend on my trip in America. Third, Oklahoma is so damn beautiful, and I would love to meet Kent Rawlings. Actually, my friends, do you guys think it's fair to say that when you go to the Midwest, is Oklahoma the Midwest or is part of the South? I'm actually not sure. But you guys get my point. Midwest, kind of South. That's where real Americana is. Real America, if you know what I mean. Chicago is the city that watches me the most, my friends. Texas is the state, Chicago is the city. Careful, don't end up in El Salvador. No, my friend, I'm going to America. I'm not going to El Salvador. Don't worry. I know America and El Salvador are different countries. San Diego, California. San Diego, California, low-key, very important region here for the channel, my friends. Someone said, may the 4th be with all. My friends, isn't that true? Any Star Wars fans? Because if you love Star Wars, today is the day.
It was a particle breakthrough in the magnetic field that overloaded the grid. We likely won't have a grid by next solar cycle. Prepare accordingly.
Wait a second. First of all, thank you so much for the $5. A lot of money in today's economy. Second, is that true? Because, okay, let's go into this, my friends. Okay. 1 second. What about it?
South Carolina has great food.
Oh, South Carolina. I love South Carolina, my friends. Thank you so much, for real. Now, before we go into the news, there is a Santiago update. You guys are going crazy today.
Repeat after me.
Okay.
Wubba-lubba-dub-dub-bro.
I don't get it, my friend. What is that? Thank you.
Come to Detroit, André. Would love to have you.
And I would love to be on Detroit, my friends. Detroit is a city that I kind of end up falling in love, to be honest with you. Detroit is Michigan, right? I believe someone ended up doing another donation, but ended up not appearing, right, my friends? $10, no message. Well, thank you so much, my friend. But next time, leave me a message because I would love to know a bit of you. But thank you. That's crazy. So, my friends, there is an update on Santiago. Okay. A lot of people are watching think, oh, this guy does not go direct into the point. That's actually not true, my friends. I'll always go direct into the point. Today's stream, what are we going to do? The first thing, Santiago update. Or read a couple of donations.
Did you know the Great Lakes hold 20% of all of the world's fresh water? Heartsuit emoji, you.
Wait, the Great Lakes? Isn't those the lakes between Michigan and Montana or something? No, not Montana. Between Michigan and Indiana, maybe. I know more or less. 20% of the water? Is this even true, my friends? Okay, either way, thank you so much, Jennifer. I'll always love the support, and that's a crazy fact. And I also love that you are enjoying the stream. Wisconsin? Okay. So, could you visit Canada as well, right across the bridge? Okay, my friend, I never went to America, and it's like if you go to Europe and you have the option to visit Portugal or Spain, of course you visit Portugal, with all the respect. If I go to America, between Canada and the United States, of course I'm going to visit the United States. I want to make this clear, my friends. But Canada is beautiful for sure. I'm joking a bit here. So, my friends, number one right now in the chat. Number one, if you guys want a crazy Santiago update. Santiago is my son. 14 mounts. No number ones? Okay. No one cares. My friends, donation?
And Louisiana has had bad tornadoes and flooding, no power, came on just in time to join you.
Wait. What? Sue, is that... Wait, isn't Oklahoma like the state that gets affected the most when it comes to tornadoes? Is that the crazy state in America? Is Oklahoma? It's a beautiful state, don't get me wrong. Okay, number one. Okay, I want to show you the update with Santiago. Just give me a second. What do we have to do? Okay, 1 second. I have to have this prepared. This is a bit of a mess, my friends. Meanwhile, leave a like, because I have the video right here. So, last week, better saying. Oh man, I'm so proud. Okay. My friends, this video was recorded a couple of hours ago. André, what are you talking about? I'm gonna show to you, my friend, don't worry. And we go here. So, if you guys remember, my kid started walking last week. But my kid was very sloppy at walking. He's still very sloppy at walking. So there is no news there. But my kid right now... Wait.
Nothing could be finer time to be in Carolina.
Oh, thank you, my friend. But I really appreciate that. But my kid right now can pick himself up, if that makes sense. You guys are going to see it. Okay, take a look at this. Walking, easy. Look at that. Can now turn. He's a bit drunk, not gonna lie. Okay, take a look. This is the big moment, my friends. Take a look at this. This is a new update that my kid ended up downloading while sleeping. Goes down again. No problem at all. How crazy is this, my friends? This is an update. He wasn't able to do this at all. How cute, my friends. So cute. Oh, thank you. No, my friends, this makes me so happy. So if you guys, okay, I have a lot of people watching right now that have a lot of experience with kids. Could be your son. Could be your son, kids, or daughter, whatever. How long until this little boy starts running? Because this is a scary time to me, and I would love to have an answer for that, my friends. How long until this kid starts running? Please don't tell me like 1 week, because I'm not prepared. This will take like what, 9 months at least? Maybe 9 months, my friends. Again, please don't tell me it's like 1 week. I would go crazy. Because right now, people told me, congratulations, a lot of the problems start now. I think they are lying, to be fair, but or not. You guys tell me. Okay, 1 second. 1 second, my friends. Exactly this. Perfect. I will say 4 months. So cute. Congrats, André and Sarah. Thank you so much, my friend. Now, for real. Really means a lot. I'm very proud of him. Okay. He's perfect. Be patient. Paul. Perfect words. Next week, Kevin. Chappelle said a few weeks. A month. I have things to do, my friends. Now he's mobile. Okay. Less than a month. Oh, Nicole, don't tell me that. 1-2 weeks. Oh, okay. Congrats. Okay. My friends, can I get some heart emoji? Some heart emoji because Sarah will watch the live later and I know she loves to see some love to Santiago. Actually, this is not love for Santiago. This is love for my family. What?
Just don't spend your time making videos, live the moment.
Wait, are you talking about my kid or about me going to America? Because I think you can do both, to be fair. But I mean, when I'm coming to America, I'm going to record everything. I just want to make this clear. Oh, look at all the art emojis. My friends, thank you so much. Really means a lot. Holy. We even have blue. I never saw that. That's crazy. Blue and purple art emojis. Thank you so much, my friends. Now, second update. So far, we are talking about good news, but we go into bad news in a second, so be ready. Second good news. Antibiotics, they did the job. My friends, I did the treatment to my stomach. Good chance. Next week, I will record at least one cooking show, a cooking video. I think this is the perfect time to leave a like. André, you asked for a like 100 times. Only 100 times. I'm trying to go to 200, my friends. But I really believe next week. Oh, all the love. You guys are amazing. I also stared. No, we are in trouble. Let's put things that way. But my friends, antibiotics did the job. I think I'm fine. And the cooking show is going to be back. My friends, what will be the thing I will cook? Thank you for asking that. Actually, no one ended up asking that, but I'm going to tell you. There is a couple of options. Gumbo. You guys know gumbo? From Alabama and Louisiana. Gumbo. Real gumbo. I'm talking about American gumbo. I think that's the only gumbo that exists. But could be my return to the cooking show. A difficult recipe. But we go in. Second option. Pecan pie. Why? Because everyone says, oh, André, pecan pie is so damn good, you have to try it. Doing the crust is really difficult for pies in America, from my experience. But could be the thing. Third option. And this is a special one. Because the name makes zero sense. Chicken fried steak. Are you guys aware of chicken fried steak? Is that chicken? It's not, my friends. It's not. It's fried like chicken. Are you guys aware? I think you guys are all aware, right? Pecan pie is easy. See, Americans, oh, that's easy for us. Not for me, my friend. Pecan pie is nasty? Can someone ban that person? The Gumbo rocks is... Yeah, that's the thing that scares me a bit. Pecan pie is my favorite. Chicken fried steak. Chicken fried steak. Is that the thing I had to go right away? Number 1, chicken fried steak. Number 2, Gumbo. Just to have a feeling right now. Number 1, chicken fried steak. Number 2, Gumbo.
I mean, be in the moment. Humans are always too preoccupied. Cats in the cradle, etc.
No, my friend, thank you so much. And you are correct on that. I actually, is something that I always also tend to say to my wife and stuff like that. I agree. But I try to enjoy the most, to enjoy things the most I can, you know. Ooh, okay, number 1. But number 2 is close, and pecan pie. A lot of people are talking about the pecan pie. Pecan pie is awesome. Okay, am I saying that correct? Pecan pie, or is pecan pie? Pecan. Oh, maybe that's how you say it. Pecan pie. What are you eating? Pecan pie. That sounds awesome, actually. It's not pecan pie, right? Pecan. Phew. Sounds French almost. Okay, that makes no sense, actually. Pecan pie. Okay. Do a poll, maybe later, my friends, because this is a topic that we are going to talk a bit more. Now, the bad news. People are saying, oh, André, your title is always so clickbaity. And you are correct. Most of the time, but not all the time. And last Sunday, I had an amazing time with all of you, my friends. If you had an amazing time with me, you don't have to do nothing, because I'm going crazy with this. Don't do nothing. But I hope you had a great time with me last Sunday. I went to bed. It was very late here in Portugal. I wake up, and people are not aware of this. I still have another job. YouTube is not my main job. Let's put things that way. I wake up I always wake a bit later on Monday because of the live today. I wake up like, I'm gonna say, I believe, let's say 10 a.m. Beautiful day in Portugal. The sun. And I was like, oh, today is going to be an amazing day. I went to the kitchen, cup of coffee, computer with me, looking all the comments on the live, having the best time of my life, starting to get ready to go to work. And all of a sudden, my friends, no energy. Yeah, no energy. Why the music stopped? I need some music to tell the story. Sorry, my friends. No music at all. No music. No energy. I was like, oh my God, I pay the bill for nothing. They are always going down. I waited a bit. 10 minutes. Nothing. I went to my phone. I have internet on my phone. It was working at the time. Thank you, Jessica. Really appreciate the $1. But I was like, oh man, 10 minutes, no electricity, I'm going crazy. I went to my phone and I saw all people saying, I have no electricity on social media. People that are not from my city. And I was like, what is going on? I went to CNN. I went to Fox News, just because you guys know I go to different parties, if you guys get what I'm trying to say. And crazy blackout all over Europe. That was the news. Then they said, wait, it's not all over Europe. It's just France, Spain, and Portugal. And I was like, Portugal? Oh no, what are the odds? We are such a small country. Then they said, it's mostly Spain and Portugal. My friends, from let's say 11 in the morning, no electricity until almost midnight in certain regions in Portugal. Did you guys ever have a similar experience? The country completely shut down. After lunch, most companies end up sending people to home. And now this is the crazy thing that you guys may not be aware. People started going a bit crazy. I think COVID ended up destroying a lot of people's brains. A lot, actually. I went to the supermarket because I had to buy something for my kid. It was not for me, and I swear. My friends, the lines are insane at the supermarket. What's the problem? Most of the payments are not working. You try to put gas, was impossible. Donation? We continue after this?
Spain said we don't know what happened. And Portugal said it was Spain.
I mean, could be Spain or France. And the crazy thing, and I don't want to go into conspiracy theories, my friends, there is no official announcement from what ended up happening. But Spain and Portugal had no energy at all. And I believe a lot of regions in South France. But that you should do your own research. Okay? My friends, things got a bit scary. I'm gonna be honest. Because some regions starting having no water, it was impossible to communicate with other people. Now, am I being a bit too dramatic? Maybe. Okay. Because, okay, it was not that bad, but the potential was actually quite scary. And now I'm being a bit more real. Because the only way you got information was radio. Phones stopped working at all. Internet on the phone, forget about it. It's not working. No electricity at all. So this was a bit problematic. You try to put gas stations are closed because they don't have payment system. I had cash, actually. I actually had not a crazy amount, but a good amount of cash that I was able to buy a couple of things. But because water needs some type of pumps that need energy. There is some water works by gravity, others don't, from what I understand. Because then I start listening to the radio and people end up explaining that. My friends, I'm going to be honest with you. You guys may call me crazy. I think if Portugal and Spain went 2-3 days, let's say 3 days, 4 days without energy, this will go crazy. Probably people will go completely nuts. Because I saw that on the first day. People are very selfish, you know, and I guess you guys agree with me. On the supermarket, there was people trying to buy all the water. You know what I mean, my friends? Okay, number one, if this is an interesting story, or is this boring for you, my friends? Number one right now, if this is an interesting story, because there is a couple of things we still have to talk. Actually, something crazy ended up happening. Number one, if this is an interesting story, my friends. What Portugal and Spain end up having to deal on Monday, basically. Hey, Alexis. It went nuts. Rodrigo is also from Portugal, and this is also sharing the same that I'm sharing. Karen Santiago, that's a beautiful name. So, my friends, close to my city, when electricity went down, some people robbed the bank. I'm not even... this may sound like I'm joking, but I'm not joking, I swear. They stole Conversion to dollars, $8,000. The cops end up catching the guy very fast. Actually, I believe it was 2 or 3 guys. But it's kind of crazy when there is no energy. The alarm system does not work. When there is no energy at all, it's difficult to contact the police, the cops. My friends, I'm not going into conspiracy theories because I'm actually not into that, to be honest with you. But I'm gonna say one thing. If this ever happens in America, my friends, you guys will be surprised. Because I thought people are more civilized than they actually are. I dislike people, okay. Many Americans can live off-grid temporarily, yeah. Another thing that was kind of shocking, and this is not, I don't relate with this at all, but people start interviewing people for radio because radio always works from what I understand, and people said, you know what, I don't have food at home. I have like, I don't know, 2 eggs, and that's it. People are not prepared here in Europe, my friends. People are not prepared at all. And I actually thought about what you guys told me about the second amendment or something. We don't have guns. So if, let's say, when actually in the first day when you end up starting the radio, there was a lot of news saying this could be 3-4 days, and that was scary.
We got a report.
Really?
Spain relied on solar and wind 100% and no backup. We had 11 days in Wisconsin without power after storms once. It was pure chaos.
Okay. That's crazy. Thank you for the donation, my friends. I was not aware. But yeah, see. What was the problem for me, my friends? Do you guys know the machine I cook? I say all the time, machine, do your job. That stove is electric. I had no way to prepare my food. Of course, I have family and I was fine. But I also end up, having a reality check moment that we rely a lot on energy, to be fair. I have a feeling that's gonna be a wonderful day. Thank you so much, Moose, and to join the channel. And most people didn't even have radios, apart from the radio on the car, of course. But the small radios, that's not a thing that people have, at this point. I bought one already, by the way. Who knows? But basically, what I'm trying to say is, at the end of the day, it was like 12 hours, let's say. Nothing went that crazy. Actually, end up looking a lot like when COVID ended up appearing. People end up going panic mode, a lot of transit, a lot of people trying to buy everything on the supermarket, the usual. What was scary was the possibility of being more than 1 day. I really believe, and this is where I go into conspiracy theory at least, if this went for 2-3 days, the damage would be insane. Get a solar generation. No, I need to be a bit more ready, my friends. No joke. I'm not talking about guns or anything, but at least being able to prepare my food.
Did you hear about the situation in Buffalo, New York? There has been a whistleblower incident you may want to look at when possible.
Wait. Moose, what... can someone tell me what is going on with that incident in Buffalo, New York? Time for PBJs. You know what? I actually ended up eating some PBJs, my friends. That was how I ended up surviving the blackout with the American power, because guess what? The Spanish power was not doing the job. I was like, Spanish power, do your job. but it didn't. Get a grill? Yeah. No. My friends, I will be ready next time. Don't worry. Chinese cyber attack. Look, there was a lot of information. Okay, look, real talk, my friends. When energy went out, my friends start saying 100% Russia, Putin is actually attacking us. All of a sudden, Portugal is next. Seems like it was not the case. Okay. Then people said maybe a cyber attack, some type of cyber attack, could be from Russia, China, who knows, to be fair. Then people said it was just a normal, not a normal, some crazy solar energy that ended up destroying a lot of cables in France. People don't know yet. And to be fair, that's a bit weird. You know, I think they need to explain very clear what ended up happening. Now, the sad part. One person ended up dying because of this here. From what I saw in the news, that person was in home alone and needs some machine, some oxygen machine. And of course, no energy. The person had no generator. Sorry, from what I understand, that's the bad part. I think in Spain, more than one people ended up dying. But again, my friends, do your own research here. I'm in Portugal. I know one person ended up dying because of this. Starlink. I actually saw people talking about Starlink. Solar flares are a real issue. No, they are. That's true. I have a video about this because I didn't saw this video, but I saw that America talked about this on the news, and I want to see what they talked about if they end up covering this well. So I had a real experience here. I can fact check this video at least. Let's go into that, my friends. Paul, thank you so much for the $1. I really appreciate, my friend. Thank you so much. So, my friends, let's play this video. This is from this is from CNN. Spain and Portugal hit by a major power outage. This is true. At least the title is true.
You're looking at a train station in Valencia in Spain that has been hit by a massive power outage.
Okay, this was a big problem, specific in big cities, because in Europe, you guys will laugh now because you guys don't care that much about public transportation. But in Europe, we rely a lot on public transportation, and people have no way to go back home. You know, because if you work at a company, most likely they send you home, but there is no transportation for you to go home.
The truth never comes out, no matter what country.
I mean, but I think this eventually will come out, my friend. At least I have that hope, at least. Thank you so much for the $2.
That authorities there say is impacting the entire Iberian Peninsula. Let's get straight to our breaking news this hour out of southern Europe. And a massive power outage has knocked out electricity across Spain and Portugal, causing chaos at airports, at train stations, and on the roads. The Portuguese national grid operator says all of the Iberian Peninsula has been impacted and that some parts of France were also affected. CNN's Salma Abdelaziz is in London. Salma.
Chaos and confusion. I think those are absolutely the words of the day. Around midday.
Fair point so far, because chaos and confusion was the main thing here. So I am trying to fact check this video. I agree so far.
Local time in both Spain and Portugal, multiple towns, multiple cities experiencing a complete electricity outage, a complete power outage. We're talking about tens of millions of people now who are experiencing a total blackout. You can see what those images look like there on your screen. That means trains have come to a standstill. That means airports are filled with passengers who simply don't know what to do. This is midday, remember, so schools, businesses, shops, restaurants, all of those, of course, coming to a standstill with people struggling to figure out what's next. Now to that confusion, because the first question here, Becky, is, of course, for everyone there, when will the power come back? Authorities say they're scrambling to restore electricity in these places. They simply don't know the cause, though, of what's caused this outage. There are investigations underway, but
Okay, Tracy said, relying on anyone is your first mistake. So if you are saying that Portugal relies on Spain to have energy, that's true and not true at the same time. Portugal actually have a lot of energy. But the way it works is America also have a lot of oil, right? But also buys a lot of oil. And I think Portugal does that type of deal. They sell and then they buy it again. You can say we are relying, but if things in Europe, one thing that you guys have to have in consideration is countries have to follow the European Union rules a lot of times, and sometimes they say you have to do this way. So you may disagree, of course, but what I'm trying to say to you is, in terms of energy, we actually have a lot, but for one reason or another, we actually rely on Spain. So.
Love you, André.
Oh, thank you so much, my friend. You guys are really criticizing green energy, right? And that was also a huge debate here. But yeah, I mean, at this point, Europe is very committed to that.
Of course, the priority is to bring the power back. It's also unclear how widespread this power outage is. You mentioned those reports that these outages may go as far as France. Then you have to remember just how disruptive this is to daily life. It reports that even traffic lights are not working. The mayor of Madrid appealing.
Okay, traffic lights. This was also a bit problematic in major cities because no traffic lights, the transit, the traffic gets completely chaotic. But from what I understand, ended up not being that bad.
To people to please proceed calmly, to be careful, because that is how much life has come to a standstill.
Okay, Tracy.
Also, reports that mobile services, cell phones, are not working. So you're talking about communications being cut as well. So absolutely right now, for tens of millions of people, there is a sense of scramble, a sense of panic, and no clear answer as to when these services will be restored or why they were even cut in the first place.
Okay, another huge problem was people had no money because the ATM, most of them stopped working. So having stores open was already a difficult thing to find. But even if you find them, they have no payment system. So you have to pay with money. People had no money. I'm telling you, my friends, if this went 2-3 days more, things would be a bit apocalyptic. It's actually scary. So, real question. Do you guys think Americans, be honest with me, do you guys think Americans are more prepared for a situation like this than Europeans? Number one, if you think so. Number two, if you don't think so. Number one, if you think Americans are a bit more prepared for this. Because, real talk, Europeans aren't.
Salma, I'm just getting news on parts of southwest France, briefly affected. News just coming into CNN by this power cut, but now focusing on supporting Spain, as far as we can tell, described certainly in the southwest of the country of France as being briefly impacted by a small power cut. That's a spokeswoman for France's electricity transmission.
Okay, number one. So, for example, my friends, for you watching, if you feel comfortable, tell me this. I mean, actually, you should feel comfortable because no one cares about this. But do you have at least, let's say, 50 bucks at home in money? Because most people here don't have that amount of money in cash. I'm talking about at home, of course. Do you guys have at least 50 bucks at home? 50 bucks. I'm not putting a crazy number. 50 bucks. Just to buy some groceries for you to survive for 1 or 2 days or something.
Operator RTE telling CNN on Monday. Obviously, nobody wants to speculate at this point as to what has happened.
Just to be clear, I had $30 and I thought I was rich.
But certainly this being described in region as exceptional and extraordinary. Again.
Oh, wow. It's kind of crazy how more prepared you guys are. I have 500. I have 200. Oh, wow. Okay. That's crazy, my friends. Look, I'm not being sarcastic here. I had $30 30 euros, let's say $30. My friends, and I was living the life because the other people I knew had zero money. I had $40. My friends, I'm telling you, I could have bought a lot of stuff with that money.
Many questions about why and how long it might take before the power is restored. And at this point, your reporting suggests that there is no clear answer to either of those questions, correct?
No clear answer to either of those questions, and I think also the extent of the issue is still being understood. I mean, as you just mentioned there, we're starting to understand just how far wide this could reach, as deep into Spain. It's also...
They always talk about Spain. They never mention Portugal. Those CNN guys, my friends, real talk, I'm not feeling them. That said, people are saying that they had 1,000. Oh, wow, okay. Okay. The thing about hospitals and the similar places to that, that was no problem in general because they have ways to create energy for a lot of days. So that was not a problem. The problem is relying more on people that are at home, elderly people most, but not exclusive, that need some type of machine. Do you know what I'm talking about? Sometimes they need a machine to breathe a bit better, but there is different machines. And if machines don't do their job, what happens to that person? A lot of problems. And in one case here, the person ended up dying.
Also affecting cell phones.
And of course, that's now being serious is very tragic.
Services. So again, we're trying to understand how many industries, how many services are affected by this. We talked about traffic lights. Just being able to cross the street right now could be dangerous.
Okay, my friends. Okay, this is a bit of BS, to be fair. But someone said, I'm a prepper. There is a lot of preppers in America. Number one right now in the chat, if you know at least one person, and could be you, that are a prepper, that are always ready for a doomsday type of scenario. Because that's not a very popular thing here. But I always saw TV shows in America that people have crazy amount of foods, crazy amounts of gun. They have a solar system. They have a machine gun right there. Maybe not a machine gun, but some type of crazy. It's actually a fantastic type of TV. I love to watch those type of shows. Wait, everyone is living number one. Wait, are you guys serious? You guys know people that are preppers? I don't know anyone. My friends, I had $30 on my pocket and people thought I was a prepper. Like, you had $40 with you. What are you doing? 30 euros, by the way, but you guys get the point.
Dangerous in one of these towns or cities, but you also have to think about hospitals. How are they continuing to provide medical care, if at all, particularly emergency care, if these cities have been plunged?
Lol, yeah, America is like that. Oh my God, everyone is living number one. Okay, that's crazy. That's actually crazy, my friends.
Into darkness. You also have to remember, of course, for schools, for children who aren't going to be able to have that electricity and can't even get in touch with their parents potentially. So a lot of fear, a lot of concern while authorities are scrambling, as you said, to get a hold of what is an
Yo, my friends, this is a huge reality check for me, that you guys know people that are preppers. Actually, my friends, another reality check would be that we have 800 people watching, but not 800 likes. Good time to leave a like right now. Just saying. Leave a like because,
unprecedented power outage across Spain, Portugal, and parts of Europe.
Who owns a generator? Oh, that I would assume very few people, right? I have 3 months worth of food.
Let's just hear from the mayor of Madrid.
Aquí desde el Centro Integrado de Seguridad y Emergencia.
At this moment, it is necessary to keep all roads clear. Traffic lights are currently off, but what is essential...
Many Europeans are still asleep. So, my friend, if you actually end up telling me that last week, I would say, yeah, sure. You are correct, actually.
...is that emergency services can move. We have also closed the tunnels on Street 30. And at the same time, calls to...
Everyone have a generator.
112, please. Only those that are truly urgent. And if they are not attended to, they can go to police stations and to the fire stations of the City Council of Madrid for assistance.
My friends, I'm gonna be a prepper after this. We may have to watch some videos because look, if we don't know what ended up happening, that can still happen again, right, my friends? So I already bought, by the way. I bought this in a Chinese website, to be honest with you, my friends. I know China and America don't have the best relationship right now, but it was quite cheaper. So sorry for saying that, my friends, but I'm gonna be honest. But I bought a radio that have some type of solar panel on the top. It was like $15, so probably it's not that great. But I need a good radio. Second thing, I'm gonna have crazy amount of money at my home, $50. No, hospitals have, my friends. That's
Your
the donation.
hospitals/cell towers don't have generators?
Hospitals, yes. Don't have to worry with that. So I'm gonna be a prepper. I'm gonna buy a radio, solar chargeable type of radio. That's a crazy technology. I'm gonna have $50, maybe 100. 50 for me, 50 for my wife. Maybe 150. Maybe I put $50 for Santiago also, just to be safe. Number 3, I'm gonna buy a baseball hat. Bet. Baseball bat. I'm gonna buy one.
I have both solar and a diesel generator here in Castelo Branco. When the power went out, it seemed I was the only one with power. Most people here don't know how to prep, and that is the problem.
Oh, wow. Ben, thank you so much for the $10. Okay, that's crazy. So I'm going to buy a baseball bat. Why? Because I was thinking, my friends, guns are illegal. I cannot buy a gun. Even if I was able to buy a gun, I don't know how to shoot a gun. I may shoot my foot. Bad idea, of course. So I'm going to buy a baseball bat. A baseball bat is the closest thing to a gun, right, my friends? Is this a crazy take by European? A baseball bat instead of a gun? Don't clip this, please. Aluminium bat. Baseball bat, that sucks. Wait, you guys think a baseball bat is not good to protect my home? Get a crossbow. A crossbow is actually legal. I believe it's legal actually. But I'm not even sure if a crossbow is totally legal. I have to check that. Because I know there is some rules about crossbows in certain countries. In Europe, of course. A knight armor. I also have a solar power radio. And is a good one, right? Is a really good one. Potato gun. Get a axe. Am I a Viking to get an axe? A sword. Well, friends, I watched a lot of Lord of the Rings and shows like that. So in this case, those are 3 movies. But a ninja sword, samurai katana, katana sword, slingshot channel. Okay. So the other thing I was thinking about buying Starlink, because not having internet drove me a bit crazy. Can you have a stun gun? I don't think so. My friends, here everything is illegal. No, I'm being... so someone said pepper spray. 1 second.
We're in a geomagnetic excursion. It was 100% a particle breakthrough. The media will never recognize it as such. It's going to keep getting worse.
Oh, wow, my friend, thank you so much for the $5 again. You seem like a person that are actually into this type of stuff. I cannot confirm, of course, if you are correct. But I saw people talking about that also, if that makes sense. So Starlink is a really good idea. Okay, my friends. Now, can we also talk about the positive things? Look, people was going a bit crazy, not gonna lie. But you know what I did? No lunch. I'm going to my mum house. And mum's food is the best food. And I went there. I spent the afternoon with my brother, with my mother, with my father, with Sarah, with Santiago. So there was good things. And you may not believe it, I saw kids playing soccer on the street again. Even
Bear spray versus gun.
Okay, I believe pepper sprays and bear spray. I guess I can check, of course, but at least I have a feeling they end up banning that also. I could be wrong on this. But it's difficult to explain to you, my friends, because you guys have all the freedom in the world when it comes to self-protection, if that makes sense. But it is completely different. Of course, there is ways to control the system, but for regular people, it's difficult. But that was the good thing, my friends. No, my friends, you guys may not believe it. I grew up watching kids playing soccer on the street. I did that a lot. That day, I saw so many kids playing on the street. I believe pepper spray is actually banned. I can check that, but I believe so. And people went to see their parents, their friends, their family. There was something beautiful also with this, you know. I had a great day overall. I cannot complain. Of course, I was a bit worried of what was going on. But one of the reasons people had to go to see the parents is because you actually cannot call them. The phones are not working. So it was like, what is going on? Let's check if everything is okay with my family. Kids in my neighborhood still all play outside. Okay, that's awesome. I mean, it sometimes happens. So don't get me wrong. But I saw in a crazy amount that day for logic reasons. I believe you guys prefer the American way too. And honestly, there is a lot of benefits, you know, being able to have some type of rights. I started understanding a bit more what you guys mean with freedom, to be fair with you. Not because of the day in particular, but I was a bit scared because the radio said at the beginning could be 3-4 days. My friends, if it was 3-4 days, a lot of people would have died. I'm just going to put this out there. It's a fact. And even in my city, that there was one bunker that was robbed. So some good came off the bad thing. No, that's true. Let's finish just the video, my friends.
So a major power outage reported in Spain and Portugal. Small power outages in France as well. The extent of this breaking news not clear as of yet. The countries of Spain and Portugal alone have a combined population of something like 50 million. Authorities at this stage...
50 million people, Portugal and Spain. Portugal is just 10.
Then simply calling for calm as they start to work out what is going on the ground, why this has happened and how long this outage might last. Do we have any further...
Okay, someone said, André, you are El Camir. So, my friends, actually, when I had no energy, in the radio, people was saying maybe 4 days. I was thinking, man, I knew it. I should have went to America.
Further information at this...
Wait.
Most here have crazy weather. We are all prepared.
Okay, that's a great point, my friends. Again, I think Americans are quite more prepared, and that could be one of the reasons. The weather in America tends to be crazy. And I think Americans, and I say this with respect, my friends, are a bit more paranoid. Paranoid, but Americans have, at least interacting with a lot of them, they are always very, things can get crazy really fast. So in Europe, that's not the feeling most people have. But I think Americans are always ready to go, if that makes sense.
This point.
I think what you hear there from the mayor of Madrid is absolutely key right now, Becky, which is
So big cities in America are no more prepared than you are. Would you guys agree with that?
his concern around emergency services, because of course there will be an overload, if you will, in terms of calls to emergency services, in terms of demands to emergency services. So he's already beginning to understand that, and I'm sure that there is that sense, of course, across both those countries, that the emergency services will be strained and they need to reach out and they need to take care of those who are most in need. But again, we don't even know how affected communications are, because we have this indication that
very
cell
affected,
phones
actually.
have also been impacted by this power
very
outage.
affected,
so
my friends.
a lot there that's not even clear yet, because people simply aren't connected at this time. But for those authorities on the ground, the first priority will be restoring power as quickly as possible, particularly providing those emergency services to people who need it, and then figuring out what on earth happened here.
Yep. And we still don't know, by the way. I mean, there is some theories, but I really believe there is nothing official.
And as you are talking, we are just getting more news into CNN. So let me just read for our viewers what we have from Spain's National Railway Company, who say simply all...
And the thing she ended up talking here, donation, just 1 second.
The axe can be used for defense, and chopping wood for a fire for heat and cooking. Multi-purpose tool.
Well, that's a great point, actually. My friend, thank you so much. You know what? I may buy an axe. I never thought about that, but I may do it. I mean, at the end of the day, as long as we have something that is, you know...
All rail traffic in Spain.
So, the thing that a lot of people end up going in panic mode, at least I believe that was the reason. When the energy went out, phones are still working. You know, you are good. You go to internet on the phone, you see the news, you know there is no news in Spain. Okay, there is no energy in Spain also. That's okay, but you are chatting with people, you go to Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, whatever you feel like. But all of a sudden, communication went down. And people there realized, okay, I have no way to connect with other people. I have no money. Some people didn't even add gas on the car, and yeah, people started going a bit crazy. I saw people buying. I saw one lady. The name was Karen. No, this was a joke, but I saw one lady that tried to buy all the water in the supermarket.
It has now.
And was mad because the security guy said no. You pick 3 or 4 and that's it.
Come to a halt. This is from Rente on X. The entire national electricity grid was...
And I also saw people buying toilet paper. I don't get what's the reason for that, but this is not only in America, also happens here.
Cut off at 12:30 p.m. local time. That is, if you're watching in the States, 7:30 a.m. Eastern time. That is according to the National Railway Company. It runs more than 1,000 trains a day, transporting nearly 1.5 million passengers across 5,000 journeys. Rent's trains include public rail services that the state considers essential.
Americans' history is based on self-sufficiency.
It's true, my friend. No, but my friends, I'm saying this with all the respect. You guys are quite more prepared. Maybe not in big cities, but even in big cities, I feel like Americans are quite more prepared for doomsday scenario.
The travel fleet that includes...
Because let me tell you, no energy, it's not a doomsday scenario in the first couple of days. After that, it is.
High-speed trains, Euromed and intercity trains. So as things stand at the moment, CNN reporting that all rail traffic in Spain has come to a halt, according to Spain's National Railway Company.
Like I said, this was a huge problem, my friends. People that end up using public transportation had no way to go to home. There was people, on the street not knowing what to do. It was a bit problematic, of course. After a couple of hours, the government started to find some solutions, cops and helping, etc. But it was a bit problematic, my friends. Let's see if I can find a video. This video was okay, to be honest with you, but I wanted to see something a bit more accurate, to be honest with you. Let's see if they know what ended up happening. My friends, number one, if you are having a good time, this may be a heavy topic, but at the end of the day, everyone is good. So, Becca said, I think many parts of the US are much more prepared. I live in California. Ooh, your comment went away. I was reading that comment actually. Oh man, cannot find the comments. Sorry, but I in general, I think Americans are quite more prepared. Okay. So this topic about being a prepper is a huge topic in America, right? It's a great topic, right? No, it's crazy, honestly. Because it's a type of stuff that for some reason I never thought would be true, if that makes sense.
Most American people live as if nobody will save them. Live that way and you will be okay during emergencies.
My friend, thank you so much for the $10, but I think you end up being spot on. I think that's exactly it. I think people here rely a lot on the system, if that makes sense. But all of the sudden, if the system is not working, yeah, people are animals. Not that I have anything to complain, and I'm just saying this in the sense that if this went for a couple of days.
Use your Russian KGB training?
Yeah, my friend. That I end up learning in Portugal, right? I actually got emails from people that think I'm actually Russian and I'm saying that I'm Portuguese for some reason. I'm Portuguese. Okay. Okay. You know what? I'm gonna just see this video.
So when most people...
My friends, I apologize if you don't want this topic, but this is something is important to me. 7 items you will wish you had during a blackout. My friends, let's just do a quick... number one, if you don't mind, watch this video. Number one, if you don't mind, watch this video with me. I also have to buy a propane stove. So I bought a radio and I'm gonna buy a propane stove. Yeah, because that was my biggest problem was I was not able to prepare my food.
So when most people get into prepping, they start focusing on these fantasies about the end of the world and building a bug out bag, etc. But the truth is, these scenarios come around maybe once every couple hundred years, if that, and they should actually...
My friends, you guys are saying one thing that, oh, André, we are all prepared. Okay. Okay. This is a question for you. You guys get the same thing we got here. No electricity, let's say in America goes for 4 days. How do you get water? Because water works for 1 day at best. Because from what I understand, they need pumps. Fix that for me, my friends. How do you do in terms of water?
To be one of the last things that you're prepping for, not one of the first. But you know what scenario does play out in communities around the country? It's blackouts. Sometimes for a few hours, sometimes for a few days, and sometimes even longer than that. Personally, I lose power 2 to 3 times a year. And in my opinion, this is where people should start prepping. The very first thing that you should build is a blackout bag. So a blackout bag is just a
what?
Bag or even a box or some sort of container.
Yeah. I sure love that sound.
Cash is great, but bottled water, ready-to-eat food, toilet paper, batteries, and generator or solar battery backup are key for survival, my friend.
Okay, I have... thank you so much, my friend. Great message. But people are pitching me off in the comment section. Buy a filter for water. My friends, but where do I get the water? That's the thing.
That has all the necessary tools that you're going to need in the case of a power outage. This way your family's not scrambling around looking in the junk drawer and the cabinets in your toolbox to get all the tools that they need. So one of the first items you're going to need is obviously some sort of light source. There's actually a couple different directions that you can go with this. Now a lot of people's instincts may be to just go and buy some candles, and you can absolutely go that route.
My friends, I had those.
You can buy some emergency candles like this, which last several hours, or even just some simple tea lights that you get at the dollar store. But either way, just make sure that you're also buying some candle stands for them, as well as some waterproof matches or some big lighters that go along with them. Now personally, I've actually been moving in a different direction.
River or lake? You guys have a lot of those in America?
Last couple of years, ever since I had kids. I'm personally not a big fan of having 10 lit candles around my house and a house full of bored children.
Pre-buy water. So do you guys think it's smart, be honest with me, to buy like a crazy amount of water and put the water on my garage or something?
I've actually been focusing on other sources of lights like flash.
You guys may be laughing, but there is people here that are saying this will happen again, maybe. Who knows? Because it happened one time, you know what I mean? I have to be prepared.
Lights that don't have that same risk that come along with having multiple open flames around your home. Now, flashlights can really be broken up into two categories. You have directional lights and you have omnidirectional
We have water everywhere. Lucky bastards.
lights. So directional lights can be that large standard flashlight that you buy at Home Depot or the dollar store, or
The only water I had close to me was my toilet.
even the smaller compact LED flashlights that you can buy in bulk, or even a headlamp like this, which is actually
A lot of water. You guys agree? A barrel of water? My friends, I'm going to be honest. I'm going to buy a lot of water. Tomorrow we start.
really useful. All of
I'm going to buy 6 liters of water.
these will work, and I do recommend that you have at least one directional flashlight in your blackout bag. Just make sure that you do have extra batteries for any light sources that you are using. But personally, I'm a bigger fan of omnidirectional lights that shine light in all directions for blackouts, because they can light up an entire room and they free up your hands for other activities. So for me, one of the first items I go to in my blackout bag is actually one of these emergency glow sticks, which
Yeah, this guy is going too crazy. What the hell is this?
last for up to 12 hours, and they illuminate in an
Water does expire? Wait, you are joking, right?
entire room. What I like about these is that it's safe to use around children, and they're actually pretty inexpensive if you buy in bulk. These actually go great in your car emergency kit as well. Now you can also invest in different types of battery powered lanterns as well, and I do
Wait, 6 liters... Oh man, okay, 60 liters instead of 6 liters?
recommend that you invest in at least one large one for you.
It expires because of the plastic. The water does not expire. The plastic probably contaminates the water. Is this a good assumption, my friends?
You and your family to use. One large lantern like this
Can you collect rainwater in my roof? My roof collects the rainwater. That way I don't get water inside of the house.
is enough to illuminate an entire room, and for all your family to have enough light to read books or do other activities. You can also buy
6 liters of water is about 1 day worth of water. Okay, so I have to buy quite more than 6 liters.
some of these smaller lanterns as well, maybe one for each family member, so they can take this with them and use this in the kitchen to prepare food or to use the bathroom. You really want to focus on these omnidirectional lights like this when building your blackout bag, and again, just make sure that you have enough extra batteries for all of your flashlights. So the next item I really recommend is some sort of
Yes, collect rain. So I'm a collector of rain. That I like to collect Pokemon cards and magic cards, not rain.
Emergency radio. If you are going without
You can get rain barrels. Okay, I'm gonna look into that actually.
power, having access to the critical
Okay. You need a filter for water. My friends, by the way, everyone tries to buy radios. It was impossible to find a radio here.
emergency
They sold out.
radio. If you are going without power, having access to the critical weather and news updates is going to be vital. And this is especially
I end up learning that the hard way.
the case for things like tornadoes or hurricanes, flash floods, or blizzards. And what I love about these emergency radios is that most of them come with the emergency
You don't have to buy everything at once. My friends, I'm gonna pick the entire money of this live stream. If it's $100, it will be $100 of water tomorrow. My friends, tomorrow I'll be ready.
flashlights as
And I have to buy more stuff. But at least the water, I'm gonna buy it tomorrow.
well. If you are going without power for several days, being able to listen to music as well can also be a huge morale booster for you and your family. Now this particular one actually has two different battery types. It takes AA batteries, which you can easily replace.
See, I saw people talking about these two types of batteries for the radio. That's crazy because you can go with portable battery or battery from a power bank. This is great technology.
It also has a rechargeable battery built into it as well, which you charge using these solar panels up top, or you can even use the crank on the side to manually charge that rechargeable battery. So even in the worst case scenario, you will still have access to a light source.
Good news, I bought a similar radio to this one. Comes from China, in 2 months should be here. So let's hope in 2 months nothing happens.
As well as a radio. Now on this one, you can also charge that rechargeable battery.
Bottled water, fill bathtub, cook on grill, candles, batteries, toilet paper, we have deep freeze full of food, propane. My name is Sue Ellen.
Thank you so much, my friend. No, I'm gonna note all of that.
Battery using a USB port as well. So if you wanted to go out to your car in order to charge your emergency radio, you can do that. And what I really love about this one is that you can charge devices off of this emergency radio as well. So you could use these solar panels or the hand crank.
2 months, no, normally from China could be 2 months. If actually I had orders from China that ended up taking 2 months, but I would say 15 days to 1 month. 1 month, let's say 1 month.
To charge this battery and then use that battery to charge your cell phone if you really need to make an emergency phone call. So because of all these different
Learn from the Amish. I know, I don't know Amish here.
functions and the ability to charge your cell phone in kind of the worst case scenario, having an emergency radio like this in your blackout bag is definitely going to be one of your top priorities. I don't have links in the description below to a couple emergency radios that I recommend. Now the next item you should look at is really based on your climate that you live in. I'm a big fan of having some hand warmers or some pocket warmers in your blackout bag as well. If you did lose power in the middle
What the hell is this, my friends?
winter, your house is going to get really cold really quickly, especially at nighttime. And this is why I recommend you have at least one hand warmer for every person in your home, and these will provide them with some individual heat for up to 24 hours. And you may even want to consider just buying an entire box of these just to store for worst case scenario. Next, I'd really recommend including a deck of cards or some books or even some board games. It's
Wait, to make some magic?
something to keep you and your
Thank you for this video. I've got cash, 3 5-gallon jugs of water, a tent, first aid kit, flashlights, etc. Never thought to get a radio.
Wait, are you real, my friend? Thank you so much. But that's actually a funny donation, with all the respect, because you have the craziest things, but you don't have the normal one. Because when things go crazy, only radio works. I also end up learning that the hard way, but I thought Americans knew that, you know.
family occupied when you don't have the
So this is basically you have to buy cards to predict the future.
or even some board games is something to keep you and your family occupied when you don't have any electricity. This is going to help pass the time, but it's also going to help keep your family occupied so they don't make any silly mistakes. So now that you have your basic necessities, get through maybe the first 24 hours without power. Now you want to look at what happens if you're going 3-4 days without power. And this is where you start looking at the longer term sustainable items. And
Lacey said, "By preppers, this is ridiculous." Lacey, first of all, I'm sorry to see you go, but I'm not a prepper, to be honest with you. Yet.
At this point, I really recommend you invest in some solar charged flashlights. This one here is a directional light by Hybrid Light and actually has 2 different batteries in there. It has replaceable batteries built into the butt of it, but it also has a rechargeable battery that gets recharged.
So people are saying, André, buy batteries. See, that's the thing I was prepared, because when you have a kid, a lot of toys have batteries. So my kid, the toys will not be working, but I was fine there.
These solar panels built into the side. So in the daytime you leave this out to charge, and then in the evening time you bring it in and you actually start using it. So another option would be something like this from Luminate. This is an inflatable LED solar powered lantern. So all it is
what the hell? You guys really have all of this?
a couple LED lights in there, but having this inflatable body helps disperse that light around, and something like this can really illuminate an entire room. And what I like about these is how compact they get when you store them away. Because they are inflatable, they don't take up much size.
Crazy stuff, my friends.
And again, you just leave this out or leave it in a window to charge during the daytime, and then at nighttime you bring it in, you start using this. And you may even want to consider buying one of these for each member of your family. Now in the first 24 hours, you probably have enough food and snacks around your house for you to get by. But if you're looking at multiple days without power and you can't use your electric stove or your microwave, and all the food in your refrigerator is starting to go bad.
Yeah, the machine didn't did the job, my friends, without electricity. I was saying, machine, do your job. It did not work.
Now you want to look at some alternative sources for cooking food. That's why I really recommend investing in some propane camping stoves.
So I'm going to buy this. My friends, I'm going to buy one of those. Good idea? One of those, because my machine does not work and I feel this machine will work. Number one, if this is something that I have to buy. This is like $20, $30 from what I saw. Maybe a bit more, I'm not sure. But I'm going to buy one. For me, the biggest problem was me not being able to do my food. I had to go to my mom's house. Not that's a problem, but number one, this is a good investment. I have to buy one of those because everything was electric and I was not able to prepare my food. I have one. You guys have? Okay. I'm gonna buy, my friends. This is the thing I have to target. I'm gonna even take a photo. Let me take a photo of this. Sorry, important for me for not forget. Smile, my friends. Bam. I'm gonna buy one of those tomorrow. Yeah.
Stoves like this, and make sure you get a couple of these.
You don't have one? I don't have one yet. Doriza, you have to buy one.
Extra canisters as well. Something as simple as this would be enough for you to at least boil some water to sterilize it, or cook some soup or some pasta or even some freeze-dried food. Just remember to also pack some waterproof matches or some Bic lighters to use with it as well. Now to go along
my friends, a quick question. A brand new, how many days can this last to cook for 3 people? Me, my wife and my kid. 3 days. How long can this last? How long? Brand new.
Extra canisters as well. Something as simple as this would be enough for you to at least boil some water to sterilize it, or cook some soup or some pasta or even some freeze-dried food. Just remember to also pack some waterproof matches or some Bic lighters to use with it as well. Now to go along with that, you may also want to have some freeze-dried meals or some cans of soup or even some ramen noodles, something really quick and easy that you can cook using that propane burner.
One day? One day? No, that machine is not good. I thought it was like 1 month, my friends. No, maybe 1 month it was too. That's crazy, actually. But I thought it was like at least 5 days. At least 5 days. Get multiple tanks.
Now, if you're relying on a well and a well pump to provide water to your home, then you probably won't have access to running water during a power outage. So you also really want to buy some 1-gallon jugs of water. Now, the CDC recommends that you have 1 gallon per person per day for up to 3
You guys told me that actually.
days stored in your home. And this water is not just for drinking, but also for cooking food as well as sanitation. Now, you don't need to keep water like this actually in your blackout bag, but I do highly recommend that you at least keep it somewhere in your home, enough water for your entire family for 3 days. Hey, if you want to learn what the 11 items are that FEMA wants all...
Holy, this was scary, my friends. This was scary, but I'm realizing another thing. You guys are so well prepared compared to me, my friends. I know nothing. It's really fascinating. It's really fascinating. My friends, I really appreciate all the insights that you guys are giving me today. Okay. It was scary here for a moment, but ended up being fine. Of course, what's scary is if this goes for multiple days. But I'm gonna say something, maybe controversial. This is a fascinating topic, actually.
Pull up the Tim Pool episode from 4 days ago named Global Pole Shifting May Have Caused Spain Blackout. It's worth watching.
My friend, thank you so much again. I don't know Tim Pool. Who is Tim Pool? But now, real talk, my friends, this is a fascinating topic, you know. I can see why people getting into this type of stuff, the preparation, being prepared, because it's really, really interesting. Real talk, my friends, it's really interesting because a lot of things you guys saw here, at least my group of friends, they have no idea about that. We all got caught by surprise. Get a gas drill. A gas grill maybe, okay. Oh, some people don't like that gentleman, Tim Pool. Okay, but quick recap from what we did so far. We are not done, by the way. But what we did. Number 1. Santiago is walking, real walking. Push the video back and you will see. That's amazing. Number 2, antibiotics did the job. Good chance next week we are back with the cooking show. Number 3, I got affected by the crazy power, the crazy blackout that ended up happening in Portugal and Spain. It was similar to COVID in a lot of ways. People ended up going to the supermarket like crazy. People tried to buy all the water and it was a bit chaotic. And this was just one day. If this went for more than 2-3 days, I think things would be looking really, really scary right now. But so far, so good, my friends. The crazy thing, and I think most people will agree, is there is no official reason. You know, that's the scary part. And my chat make me self-aware that I need to be more prepared next time. I have a kid, my friends. I have a wife. I have to be more prepared. Oh, man. Grow a veggie garden. You don't need a lot of room to get a lot out of it. My friends, honestly, that's not a bad idea. I'm just reading the chat, but we are not done, my friends. Camp Stove, tell your local government to make a plan. I mean, maybe there is actually already that. Beef jerky. I had beef jerky at home, by the way. But in terms of food, it was one of the things I was okay. I had a lot of food that I could eat for a couple of days. There was a guy that got interviewed on the radio that said, I had 2 eggs and a sandwich. That's it. Supermarkets, all supermarkets are closed. That guy had 2 eggs and a sandwich. Don't rely on the government. Actually, I'm not sure if I should go into this topic, but I'm curious. So, how do you guys end up? Because at the time, I didn't cover American news or had an American reaction type of channel. How did you guys end up facing the COVID situation? People got crazy in America. People went to the supermarket and got crazy. Because here, I would not say people got crazy. Actually, I thought people got a bit more crazy now that in the COVID time, because when you have no energy, things are a bit more problematic. But the COVID situation ended up being a wake-up moment for a lot of people. For different reasons. Some people, all of a sudden, don't believe in the government. Other people believe even more in the government. This may sound crazy, but those two type of people end up appearing. Those people hate those people. Those people also hate those people. End up splitting a lot of people. Do you guys relate with my words?
Tim had Ben Davidson on. He knows what's coming.
I will Google that, my friend, after the video. Thank you so much. And don't spend more money, my friend. I really appreciate all the donations, and you seem very knowledgeable. I saw people fighting about masks. Okay. I honestly, and I know you guys may disagree with me here, my friends, but I really believe humans overall are bad. I really believe that, my friends. Sorry for saying this. Of course, a lot of people are great here, but I think when things go bad, a lot of people show their real truth. I don't know, maybe I'm a bit more pessimistic. You know what I mean?
Get a camping cook stove and extra propane tanks.
Okay. Keep your prepping legal. Yeah, don't worry. I'm not going to buy again. Or I will go to prison. No, but I will try to be more prepared for sure. But I know you guys disagree probably, but you know, I'm a religious person, and I really believe humans are the self nature is to be bad. No, I'm not sure if I'm explaining well. Of course, some people can overcome that and actually be great people, but holy, some people really. Because for me, my friends, for example, on Monday, when I saw that person trying to buy all the water in the supermarket, that made me think a lot, you know, because damn, there is people that need the water for the kids, and this person is so selfish that wants to get all the water. You know what I'm trying to say? This is just an example, but end up happening a lot around COVID also, with different type of supplies. Don't forget supplies for your pets, of course, of course. Self-nature is nature, okay. Good point. Was there any looting in Spain, Portugal? There was a couple of news about that, yes, Bruce. But my friend, the light for most people came before night time.
Know your neighbors and form a support group for emergencies.
Fair, my friend. No, I mean, Patricia, that's fair. Very popular name here in Portugal, by the way, Patricia. Fate is your most important survival tool. Believe in you. Okay. We are all sinful, scary, and desperate people get more desperate. I kind of agree with that. No, I believe that humans are fundamentally good until we get afraid of the desperate. Community is essential. Lisa, I really love you. I think you are a great member of the community. I agree. I disagree with you there, actually. But that's just my way of seeing. I actually believe most people are like I said, we agree to disagree there. Peanut butter is a big must, my friends. I was very comfortable there. I have Skippy, I had Jif, and I have the Portuguese butter. So I was okay. I had peanut butter and Portuguese butter. I'm fine. Keep your prepper secret. Why? Wait, if things go bad, they will know that I can see why. No, my friends, peanut butter. Phew. I had no food for my baby, but peanut butter I had. No, I'm joking. I had food for the baby. Relax. No, I end up eating 2 or 3 PBJs. I'm getting a bit fat. Real talk. The PBJ thing is tremendous, but when you eat 2-3 per day, it's not that great. After I was done with the antibiotics, I ended up eating one right away. Give me that. I was waiting. Tastes amazing. Even better than previous. You can trust everyone. You need to give you need to give a Peter Pan peanut butter a try. My friends, Peter Pan, great cartoon. Peanut butter, Peter Pan, what are you talking?
The good comes out to in a disaster, but being prepared is always good thing. Love your channel.
Oh, thank you so much, Ashley. Thank you so much. Great message, actually. Sandy, that's true. But going to my mom's place was easy. Peanut butter is a good protein source, yes. No, it sucks. Dallas, are you saying that American peanut butter sucks? Because that's a reason I ban people on the community. You can trust everyone. I mean, yeah. I admire a lot of you, my friends. I'm being serious here because I'm realizing over time that I need to be more like you. Being prepared, always being a bit not sure about if everything they tell us is true. There is some merit to that, I also, you guys joke with Europe and stuff like that, but even Europe is waking a bit more when it comes to this type of things. Jive all the way, Skippy all day, every day. Man, the competition is crazy. American peanut butter is awesome. Couldn't agree more. You need peanut butter without sugar. What the hell is that? Without sugar, my friends? No. Peanut butter needs sugar. Yes, Peter Pan is a thing. Is so good, Lisa. Really? Is competition to Skippy peanut butter? Peter Pan, sorry. Sweet tea is always one of my go-to drinks, especially during the summer. Not a thing here, my friends. If you have advanced notice, fill bathrooms with water, flush toilets, and consumable uses. That's a great tip. That's a great one right there. Ask yourself why the government is not telling us what happened. My friends, that's honestly, I'm European here, and I always try to not go into the conspiracy theory. But that person is correct. The government, the Spanish, I'm not sure if it's Spanish or French, because some people believe this started in France. Either way, they have to come out and tell what ended up happening.
Look up no bake chocolate oatmeal cookies.
My friend, maybe next stream today I'm just talking a bit, but I appreciate the $2, and I may take a look at that after the live. So if you guys had to put a percentage from 0 to 100, how many people in America is prepared to survive at least 1 week without anything? No, there is nothing, my friend. There is no electricity, no water. How many people can survive in America 1 week? 50%? 10%? What do you think? Skippy had salmonella? Oh my god, I love Skippy. Maybe like 5%? Oh boy. Lisa, welcome. I got a feeling that's gonna be a wonderful day. Thank you. 10%, 30%, 50, 23, 20, 10, 100. No, 100, that's not true. Come on. 65, 50, 75, 20. A lot of people saying 20%, 30%. Here is 1%. 1. 20%, 10%, 50%. Okay. 1 week is a lot, of course. 100% me. Okay, Robert. 65, 35, survive one week. 95%, I believe. 1 week is doable. Okay, my friends. Interesting. Really interesting, the numbers you guys are sharing with me. I'm gonna be honest here, it would be quite different. Really quite different. But I love that you guys really believe it will be, you know, that. My friends, I forgot one thing. Leave a like if you are having a good time. Leave a like if you are having a good time, because I'm having an amazing time. So the thing about the fridge, a lot of people end up panicking because of that. You know, because if there is no energy for 1 day, everything will be destroyed. Okay, you guys are so confident. I admire that. It's hard to say because America is a huge country. So my friends, it's fair to say that, look, this is the city that most people watch me, but I know is a tremendous and giant city. It's fair to say that people will be more safe in a rural town in Texas than in Chicago. It's fair to say this? Oh, thank you so much for the $5, but I believe there was a $10 donation, my friends. I'm gonna go back. I don't want the person to... Just 1 second, my friends. Okay. Jolene, don't take my man away just because you can. Great song by Dolly. I'm behind the news. What all is happening in Portugal besides the power going out? Not much, my friend. And we are hunters and farmers out in the hill here, so we are well prepared for emergencies. Love the channel. My friend, thank you so much for the $10. Really means a lot. Basically, right now, this ended up happening with COVID. I think for a lot of people ended up happening with this blackout, there is a lot of people that are actually, you know, being a bit more ready, you know, because things can get crazy really fast. At least is my idea. Yes, rural will be fine. Yeah. Yeah, to be fair, in big cities, you know, it's quite different. Even for you to be prepared in a big city is more difficult. That is very, very fair to say. Okay. I don't live in a big city, so... What do you mean by safe? I mean, actually could be in terms of crime will always be crazier in a big city, right? But also, you know, being able to have food, guns, etc. Because sometimes, my friends, I feel like there is also a different side of America. Not going... You guys, great. But there is one side of America that sometimes almost seems more European, if that makes sense. They are not super prepared, if you know what I mean. But I agree with you. Overall, more Americans are prepared than Europeans, no doubt. Hey, Poster, what's going on? We are basically talking about what ended up happening in Portugal and Spain. To be fair, I went to the CNN website when the blackout was happening, and I thought the titles they end up using there end up being a bit too scary. You know, I mean, things... Of course, people are scared here, but they are talking like this is the end of the world. I thought they end up clickbaiting a bit. This may shock you, my friends, but the media lies sometimes. Or at least they sometimes put fear that is not necessary on people. Yo, the new generations are... new generation is the one that have no idea what is going on. No, I'm not saying CNN is bad. I'm just saying that they end up being a bit sensational. Okay, my friends? Probably is a great channel. I'm just saying, at least for this, I can tell you, because I was living here, they end up going a bit too crazy with that news. And like I said, this may shock you, but sometimes the media can lie. Not all the time, but sometimes. Okay, Susan said, hi André, we get huge storms that no out of... Oh, okay. You guys have no power for days. Yes, I have money on me constantly. Okay, interesting. So probably because of that, right? All American media is too sensational. Okay. For me, again, I also don't want to scare anyone, of course. But for me, it was a bit of a wake-up moment. I'm being real, my friends, because I felt I was not prepared at all for this situation. I'm prepared. I realized one thing. I'm prepared for normal life. But sometimes life is not normal.
Eyes open, no fear. Face the challenges head first.
Thank you so much for the $2 again, my friend. But yeah, no fear. At the end of the day, I mean, that's why You guys may think I'm joking, but I'm actually going to buy a radio, maybe a stove. Nothing crazy, to be fair. But I want to be a bit more prepared. That's for sure. And for example, this is such a easy thing, but having like $100 at home, you know, it's fine. And most people have no money. But in other news, I'm not sure if you guys are aware of this. Digital money may become the money in Europe. There is a chance that Europe ends physical money. André, you are crazy. I actually believe they are trying to do that. Real talk. In America, they will do that. There is talks about ending the dollar, physical dollar, better saying, not the dollar. Hey, Bindi. Actually, let's see if I'm not. I hate misinformation. I hope
All
I'm
Americans
not.
to keep in their. Welcome back, survivalists.
Sorry. You know what? We may have to ask ChatGPT. Oh, I don't have ChatGPT here. My subscription is not active anymore. So, okay, I want to make this clear. On the European Central Bank, they are saying that's fake news. They don't want to replace cash. But that's not what people is saying. So I'm just saying this. But maybe I was misinformed. Guess I can show you this. Oh my god, there is a paywall. Bloomberg. Okay. This website, I'm going to show it to you. So, this will be a thing, the digital euro. A lot of people believe they will end physical cash, but it seems like maybe that's fake news. So, but this will be a thing. Just want to make this clear. People are saying that's a lie. It's not a lie. This will be a thing. Portugal lost power and we are discussing being prepared. I mean, to be fair, America is quite more protected than us. I understand that, but it's already in China. I don't see them replacing cash. Okay. But I'm telling just you, but there was people talking about that on the media. That's why I may got misinformed. Oh, thank you, Colin. The European Union is working hard to develop digital currency. That's a fact. Social credit scores. That's the scary thing.
If they change to digital, they can lock you out of your account if you do something they disagree with. No digital.
So, Lily, thank you for saying that. There is a lot of people saying here exactly what you said. But seems like that's the direction, to be honest with you. And the thing about social score, I'm not sure if that's official. I don't want to be, you know, a crazy guy that goes into all the conspiracies. I'm just saying, you know, Canada already did that. Okay. The thing is, in a long power outage, cash becomes useless before long too. That's a fair comment, if I ever saw one. Because at one point becomes the Wild West. Looks like it's time to move to America. My friend. That's kind of smart. Who knows, my friends? I never say never. Donation?
Many states here are making gold and silver legal tender. I'm going to the Missouri Capitol tomorrow. Our legislation should be passed this week.
Oh, wow. Really? Damn, America is really a special place. Blockchain? I'm not sure if this digital euro have anything to do with blockchain. I honestly don't know, my friends. I hope you'll try to make Southern Sweet Tea one of these days. See, my friends, this is why this community is amazing. We are talking about digital dollar, digital euro, and then all of a sudden we are also talking about Southern Sweet Tea. You have to love it. Thank you, my friend. Hackers can also steal digital money. I was looking at how much was Starlink. It's a bit expensive actually, because you have to buy a machine. But after that is almost the same price as the internet here. Or at least it's not super crazy. Yeah, you need to get your Portuguese hands on some Peter Pan, man. You are talking about the peanut butter, right? My friends, since we are talking about dark topics, I have a video for us. Wait. Hold on. My friends. André, you already reacted to that video, yes. Really back in the day. This video is not even available anymore on my channel. But I did. But I remember that this video was crazy. And I was very early on my journey here. I had no idea how crazy the weather was in America actually. So we are going to watch Tornado Sirens Are Scary.
Tornado sirens. Picture the scene. You're out chilling on your front lawn, there's a tornado watch, and all of a sudden, dark clouds roll in. There's an eeriness in the atmosphere. The birds...
Okay. Anyone watching right now, this with me, ever experience the sound of a tornado siren? If so, number one. If no, number two.
stop chirping.
I want to know, how common is this?
The leaves have turned over, and there's an old lady down the street who claims that there's a pain in her knee, which only comes before severe storms.
I've felt these pains like this for a long time.
And you're looking around, and then all of a sudden...
What is that?
Here we go again.
The tornado siren sound, and it's just straight up terrifying. These things sound
Oh my god!
creepy and scary as heck. But they sound scary for a reason. They serve an important role in warning you of an impending danger, such as a tornado or an atomic bomb. We'll get to that. Even the shape of these things is scary. I mean, that square horn shape, they look scary, they sound scary. Perhaps that's why they make such great creepypasta internet lore cryptids. Some people absolutely
What movie is that?
love sirens. Like, there are straight up tornado siren fandoms out there, tornado siren enthusiasts out there that travel. Like, there's so many YouTube
The music of my people? What people?
channels about tornado sirens.
Yo, my friends, if that happens here, that means one thing. Russia is fighting with America, or China is fighting with America. Something crazy.
Some people are absolutely terrified of them, which makes sense. To me, I absolutely love them. I'm all about them. Anyway, we're going to talk about them. We're going to talk about their history. We're going to talk about their future. We're going to talk about different models, different sounds. We're going to talk about what I think are the creepiest sounding tornado sirens, aka civil defense sirens, aka air raid sirens, because technically they're not meant for tornadoes. But before we get into any of that, be sure
Wait, there is specific... Okay.
to subscribe for more tornado related content. Let's get in the video. Now, first things first, let's quickly talk about the history of sirens. Back in 1799, a Scottish physicist by the name of John Robison invented the very first siren. His initial intentions were to use his invention for the creation of beautiful music. His device used a high-speed rotating disc with uniformly spaced holes all around it to make noise when a jet of air is propelled through it. Robison's innovation was further improved on in the 1800s by Cagnier de la Tour and Professor Joseph Henry. Here's an example of what Cagnier de la Tour siren sounded like. Fun fact, this
Now that's NASCAR sound.
siren could also work underwater. Many sirens of the 1800s were steam-powered and often used as foghorns for lighthouses. Skipping ahead to the 20th century, we have the oldest still-in-use siren today. That is the Federal Signal Model 2. Another notable US siren during the 1930s was the Decot siren. A lot of these sirens were used for fires, for other ways to get the public's attention, but at the dawn of World War II, their use would become a little more sinister. In September 1939, London experienced its first air raid siren alert, and during World War II, the use of air raid sirens would become standard.
No time now for asking what to do, where to go.
Those are prepared.
But for this video, we want to skip to post-World War II sirens, specifically looking at the US with the Civil Defense Act.
André, could you just imagine if the lights went out and you heard that?
After World War II, the subject of civil defense received little attention. That is until 1949, the year the Soviet Union tested its first atomic weapon. Immediately following the test, there was a sense of urgency among the American people and administration to enact safety policies in the event of an attack. As a result, President Harry S. Truman issued an executive order establishing the Federal Civil Defense Administration. This legislation included funding for defensive equipment from the federal government to the states and local communities. Most of the funding went into creating fallout shelters. However, some of the funding went towards installing large outdoor sirens in cities and towns. These sirens would then be used to alert local populations of an incoming atomic bomb.
Wait, my friends, how bad can this be? Let's play it.
Be used to alert local populations of an incoming atomic bomb.
And if you hear it, as you drive in your auto, as you sit in your office, or work at your bench, wherever you are, what will you do?
Of course, this channel is about tornadoes, not about nuclear bombs. So why are we talking about nuclear bombs? Well, it was these sirens that were put into place that have become the modern tornado sirens of today. I mean, obviously they've updated some sirens, but the original tornado sirens were all federal civil defense sirens. Okay, but when did they start using sirens with tornado warnings? Well, let's talk about the history of tornado warnings real quick. During the 1880s, Sergeant John P. Finley of the U.S. Signal Corps conducted studies on tornadoes and the circumstances surrounding them. Using his observations, Finley started issuing tornado alerts for long periods of time over a wide geographic area, very comparable to the tornado watches we have today. Edward S. Holden created a short-term local tornado warning system based on Finley's research. This idea consisted of telegraph wires around the southwest corner of a town that would snap in strong winds. Alarm bells and a cannon would then automatically sound in the town in the event of a damaged telegraph circuit.
What? Okay, that's worse than sirens.
And automatically sound in the town in the event of a damaged telegraph circuit, which would be terrifying and cool. Local tornado warnings were, however, generally frowned upon by many scientists and experts at the time. For this reason, the actual word tornado was banned. Like, it was straight up banned. That is until the government began to start worrying about expensive military equipment on military bases located within tornado-prone areas. The first official tornado warning occurred in 1948 at Tinker Air Force Base. The first tornado warning was conducted by Major Ernst Fallbush and Captain Robert Miller. A tornado watch was issued at 1450 Central Standard Time and included a warning for Tinker Air Force Base between 1600 and 1800 Central Standard Time. This prompted the base to implement a tornado strategy for damage mitigation and employee safety. Around 1800 Central Standard Time, a tornado struck the base, verifying the warning and ushering in the modern era of tornado warnings. The very first use of a civil defense siren to warn a community of an incoming tornado happened on June 11th, 1958 in Wichita, Kansas, a day after the infamous El Dorado tornado. However, this was a pretty exceptional event because technically civil defense sirens were not to be used for natural disasters. They're meant strictly for nuclear bombs. The fact that Wichita used those,
the fact that you guys have sirens for nuclear bombs, my friends, tells me a lot.
I'm glad they did. Alright, I'm glad they did, but they probably weren't allowed to do so. This means that almost all of the tornado warnings throughout the 50s and the 60s had no tornado sirens to accompany them. That would all change in the 70s when President Richard Nixon's term saw a number of notable natural disasters, specifically Hurricane Camille in 1969. And this led the government to permit dual use of sirens for both atomic attacks and natural disasters. Okay, so what are the different tones, models, and types of sirens?
Ooh, I like that one.
So you have two basic siren designs. You have the electromechanical, aka classic siren design, which has a chopper that spins super fast from an electric motor, which sucks in air through little holes. Then you have electronic sirens that are literally like electric speakers, like that you have in stadiums and places like that. So let's talk about some different siren alerts and what they mean. There's the alert sound, which is just a steady increased. This is typically used for tornadoes, at least historically speaking. It's been used for tornadoes and other natural disasters. And then there's the attack tone, which is it goes up and down, back and forth. It sounds a little bit like this.
Oh, that's scary. Hell no.
So while the first one went, the other one goes.
Yeah, I got it.
In a rare instance, there's a high-low sound, which is sometimes used for fires, but can be used for other purposes. Sounds like this.
Oh, that's an ambulance.
And then there's the creepiest of all them, the alternating wail, which kind of mixes the high-low with the attack mode, and it sounds like this.
Oh, that's creepy.
Easily the creepiest sound of all of them. And we'll talk more about that later.
Thank you for saying that.
All right, let's talk about some siren tones. First off, you have a single tone siren, which can be different pitches, but it sounds like this. There's also something called a
Oh, I thought that the siren was about to explode.
dual tone siren, and these are a little more familiar and a little more creepy. Here's what a dual tone siren sounds like. Comparing that back to the single tone.
Make it
Hear the
stop.
difference? Okay, now dual tones can have different pitch intervals depending on different ports. Have a listen. Can you hear the different pitch intervals?
Yeah, but I don't know the difference.
To me, the 810 sounds creepier. It's just got this like slightly angelic but slightly scary vibe to it. Okay, and when you're in an area, usually there's multiple sirens, sometimes different models. So you're not just getting one siren, you're getting like a couple sirens that are rotating around, little Doppler effect action, creating different pitches and noises, and it all adds up to this really kind of eerie atmosphere.
We need a dance remix of this.
Here. So here are some
Yeah, my friends, you have to deal with the tornado, but previous to that, you have to deal with that sound.
famous electromechanical siren models.
Oh, those will be nice, right? The mechanical.
Okay, first off, we're going to talk about the OG civil defense siren.
I have a feeling those ones will be much, much nicer.
The one from the early 50s, developed between 1949 and 1952. That is the Federal Signal Thunderbolt siren.
Take a
Siren
look at this
enthusiasts
beauty.
love this, and so do I. I mean, it looks pretty sweet, and it
it's
sounds
awesome.
pretty cool too. Let's have a listen. There are three different models of this. There's the 1000 single tone model, the
It's even worse.
1000T dual tone, and the 1003, which can do that alternating well. So that's the Thunderbolt. Other notable mechanical federal sirens include the 2T-22, the 3T-22, the STH-10, and the 2001 model. The 2001 model is very, very common in like modern towns. It's still
Okay.
electromechanical, it's not
So most of you guys will know this one. Pay attention.
electronic. Another noteworthy brand is the Alerting Communicators of America, or ACA. They have a few different electromechanical siren designs. The most notable are the Alerter, the Cyclone, the Hurricane, the Penetrator, and the Screamer. Moving on
The namers are crazy. The Penetron, the Screamer, that... Oh.
to electric. My favorite electric siren is definitely the Federal Signal Modulator.
It's the
These have
Purge.
also been called the Chicago Siren and the Scary Tornado Siren. The reason why they're called that is these have the ability to create that alternating wail sound that I talked about earlier in the video. People think they sound creepy, and they definitely do sound pretty creepy.
Oh, that was weird. That was the sound I would expect if aliens are actually arriving in Chicago.
But they sound pretty sweet as well. Two other electric models I want
The sweet part, I disagree.
to talk about are the Wheelin Vortex and the Wheelin WPS series. So another thing that can make electric sirens scarier than electromechanical sirens is the fact that you can use a recorded voice with
Pregnant said the Penetrator. From a person with the name Pregnant, being surprised with the name the Penetrator is crazy, my friend.
these. So sometimes it'll be going off and all of a sudden it'll be like, take shelter now.
This is a test. This is always a test.
Which kind of adds, you know, I mean, it's not that scary,
Hell
but
no.
I don't know. If you have a favorite civil defense siren, be sure to throw it in the chat, in the comments, I mean, by chat. Okay, so let's talk about the future of tornado sirens. There are many amongst today's community that find the tornado sirens to be, well, not really useful anymore. Since we live in the age of cell phones and technology and applications, we can easily get alerts on our phones. For this reason, many believe that tornado sirens are redundant. But redundancy, in my opinion,
Well, some people don't have phone.
is a good thing when we're talking about people's lives, alright? Sometimes people are sleeping, yo. Okay, I personally keep my cell phone on silent, and I'm definitely not alone. I know other people that do this as well. So for those people, you want some tornado sirens. So it's of my opinion that we should keep these around for as long as possible. Plus, I love them. The outside tornado siren.
And keep them in America. No, actually, don't keep them in America. Just don't bring tornadoes to my country, please.
Siren system is not without its flaws, though. First off, many communities lack outdoor sirens, particularly those in small towns and rural areas. Currently, the NOAA...
No, but real talk, I think this is a good thing, honestly. I think those sirens, if you guys deal with this, this is a good thing.
Weather radio is the preferred choice for an in-home warning system.
Wait, what the hell is this? What the hell is this radio, my friends?
So there you have it. Tornado sirens. They are very cool. Thanks for watching. Oh, check out the studio. What? It's looking pretty sick. I'm still trying to figure out.
My friends, show this gentleman all the support. Great video. W video if I ever saw one. Yo, my friends, crazy world out there. Even the Pope is dead, by the way. You guys saw the news, right? Why the hell do I watch those type of videos? That's the question. So, a huge blackout here in Portugal, and I'm watching a video about tornado sirens. Great idea. Just gonna talk a bit with you, my friends here. If you guys have any questions, we can, have some conversation if you guys want. Actually, my friends, vibe check right now. Number one, if you are having a good time. Number one, if you are having a good time. You do get Ronda. Happy to see you. You to get tornadoes in Portugal, André. Just not as... Yeah, no, it's true. But it's not even comparable, Ronda. It's, it's just baby tornadoes. Be careful if you are using propane inside. Okay. Having a good time? That's amazing, my friend. That's really amazing that you guys are having a good time. I'm having a tremendous time. One always. Thank you. Oh, man. No, but I really... This live today was really important. Really important. You guys made me a prepper. Thank you so much for that. I'm gonna buy crazy amounts of water. You guys have no idea how many. I'm gonna buy a lot of water. I'm gonna buy... I already bought, better saying, a radio. I'm gonna buy a portable stove. Wait. Great question. Who is your favorite country artist, André? Controversially. My favorite pure country artist is Alan Jackson. But the artist I admire the most, but I'm not sure if you guys consider him country, but maybe my favorite artist ever, my friends, is not just country. You guys may not know him. Johnny Cash. Johnny Cash. You can run for a long time. For a long time. Sooner or later, gotta get you down. I have to be careful with the copyright because I sing too well. Alan Jackson. You guys know Alan Jackson? You guys don't know Alan Jackson? I mean, Alan Jackson is a big star in America. Now, you guys know Alan Jackson, right? Never heard of him. Wait, you guys don't know Alan Jackson? Now I'm a bit shocked, actually. Dolly is my favorite female artist. I walk the line. No, I love Johnny Cash. The Man in Black, man, I love that song. We are doing mighty well, I do suppose. I also like the George Strait. There is a couple of great songs by George Strait. Oh, you guys know my favorite, Amarillo by Morning, from Tennessee. Not from Tennessee. No, Art is a banger, yeah. That one, even people that in Portugal, I know a lot of friends that know that song. That song is crazy famous, Art, by Johnny Cash. I love Alan Jackson, yeah. Well, Alan Jackson is really good when it comes to love songs. I really like it. Willie Nelson is amazing, yeah. Willie Nelson I also know is amazing. Willie Nelson and Johnny Cash, they knew each other, right? I could be saying something stupid, but... There is... I may get copyrighted, but you know what, my friends, I'm gonna do it. But I may get copyrighted, just saying to you. There is a video of Johnny Cash and... My friends, be ready. This is crazy. Oh, I forgot the name. Country roads, take me home. Who sings this? To the place I belong, West Virginia. My friends, I went to visit West Virginia because of that song. I forgot the name of this gentleman. I love him also. Someone put the name, please. Oh my god. John Denver. Okay, I remember. John Denver. I didn't saw. Okay, but you guys are putting John Denver, yeah. Yo, my friends, how crazy is this? My friends, just to end the stream. One more video. Okay, quality. Okay, let's see if I can find better quality. But I don't think so. Well, it goes this way.
West Virginia.
Yeah. So for the people that don't know, this gentleman, the blonde one, John Denver, this one, the Man in Black, Johnny Cash, the King.
Life is older
than
younger than
the mountains,
growing like the breeze.
country roads.
Take me home
Yeah, take me home.
to the place
I belong.
West Virginia.
What a beautiful song, my friends.
Take me home,
Wow.
country road. All my women gather round her, miners, ladies, strangers who move on her.
My friends, am I crazy? Wait, why there is this stupid Lord of the Rings music playing on the background when there is two legends? Okay, my friends, from 0 to 10, how amazing was John Denver? For me, 10. I'm just saying. Johnny Cash, you guys already know it's a 10 for me. But for you, John Denver, from 0 to 10, how good was John Denver? For me, 10. Real talk.
Dark and dusty, painted on the sky, misty taste of moonshine,
In my eyes, country road. Sing with me, my friends. To the place I belong, West Virginia. Now the question. I've been waiting for this moment that I have all of you guys there and you guys have to answer the question. What the hell is moonshine? What the hell is that, moonshine, my friends? Is this some type of whiskey in America, moonshine? I know it's a drink. But I went to Amazon to try to buy some moonshine and I found zero. This is some type of drink that you guys keep as a secret. What is that? Homemade alcohol? Homemade whiskey? Oh, so it's a whiskey. So it's really... What? Donation, my friends. Thank you so much, Jay.
Check out Marty Robbins, Big Iron. Great song. Doesn't have to be now. Just at some point in your personal time, smile.
Oh, thank you so much, my friend. I will do it. I love American music. I really do.
I'm not sure you'll find moonshine outside of Appalachia.
Oh, really? So only in the Appalachian region you have moonshine? So people in Texas don't have moonshine? Wait, they are going to sing another song? Oh, I don't know this one, my friends. I will take a look at this one later, but I don't know that one actually. I know a lot of John Denver songs, to be fair, but I don't know that one. My friends, I also like Jolie a lot. Okay, just putting this out there. Working 9 to 5, what a way to make a living. You guys don't know that one? Everywhere has moonshines. Oh, okay, so moonshine can be anywhere. It's just not Appalachian. Okay. You can buy it in stores now. Okay, my friends. Okay. Don't fight with my friends. There is a new video now on my channel. So I'm gonna end the stream right now, but I'm gonna share. Don't go away. We are not done. But I'm gonna share with you a link for the new video. I actually had a lot of fun recording this video. It's basically about the culture shocks. Wait, shut up, André. It's about a North Korean girl that went to America. So gonna share the link right now. Give me a second, my friends. Go there and say that you guys came from André. I know this makes no sense, but it's a joke we have here on the channel. So, my friends, link is in the description. Not description, in the top. If you want to take a look. And I had a great time, my friends. I really appreciate you guys being here with me. Do not forget to leave a like I said. But again, the support is just you watching. That's the best support ever. And you guys are always amazing on that. Dolly Parton sings 9 to 5. I know that. I know Doll. Oh, for a moment I thought it was Dolly watching me. It's Doll, not Dolly. Okay. But thank you. My friends, thank you so much. It's really everything for today. Go to the link. I'm gonna put the link again. Give a little boost to that video. You know, because I'm live, so I assume people are not watching the video right now. And yeah, my friends, thank you so much. Just to finish this, some heart emojis for all of us to finish the day with great positive energy. Heart emoji right now in the chat if you had a good time. But yeah, thank you so much, my friends. Really means a lot. And yeah, it's everything for today. Look up Glenn Campbell, André. Okay. So that's John Denver singing a Johnny Cash song. I will take a look at that. Don't worry, my friend. Oh, thank you, John. My friends, I have to have good energy because I don't have good English. You know, I try to match my... Thank you so much, my friends. Hope you guys have a tremendous day, a tremendous week. And I wish you guys, your family, all the best. Because that way you guys may wish me all the best. So